Hey my dudes, hey my dudes, hey my dudes. I'm not going to pull up any graphs or anything in this video about audio equipment. But over the past few days, I was really trying to get myself to buy like a vintage Rode NT1 4th gen. You know, before it was even called 4th gen, it was like called like 2014 Rode NT1 2014 or something like that, like when it came out, like literally a decade ago. And again, if you guys don't know much about microphones, before the Rode NT1 came out in 2014, before like the RE320 even came out or the Sennheiser MK4, some of you guys have no idea what those microphones are, but they're all a bunch of crap. But back then, if people wanted to buy a studio condenser microphone, it was like either the AKG C214, the Rode NT1A, the Blue Bluebird. God, the Blue Bluebird is long gone. They got some Chinese knockoff now that they're pumping out, but it's junk. It was the SM7B, AKG C214, AT4040. You would come across so many videos of people doing a shootout between the AT4040, the Blue Bluebird, the AKG C214, the Shure SM7B. So many shootouts of those microphones. Day after day after day, you had to choose between one of those colored, nasty pieces of crap. And then eventually the Rode NT1 4th gen came out in 2014, and it's not that good. It took me a long time before I finally worked up the nerve to buy it, because honestly, I didn't really like the sound of it either. It was really neutral, but the treble, the upper mids and treble just didn't sound that good. It sounded a little nasty, a little cheap, a little colored, But I finally bought it, and I was like, coping. I was like, this is the best you're gonna get if you can't afford $1,000 microphone like Neumann TLM 103s. So I was peddling the Rode NT1s. I was coping. I knew they weren't perfect, but they were technically one of the best budget condenser microphones you could possibly get. When I say one of, I mean one of the best you could possibly get. Really low self noise, overall really transparent. But there was a little bit of tonality problems in the highs, just because you could argue it's a cheap, shitty condenser. So I was coping real hard with that, and then I could eventually work my way up to some Neumann microphones that sound so much smoother, so much cleaner in the top end, especially that 87 sound. Yeah boys. I kind of really want to get a Neumann TLM 67 if anybody wants to donate $2,500. Neumann TLM 67. But the TLM 103s right here, these microphones I'm using, they're so much better than when you're coping with those budget condenser, even like $500, $600, $700 condenser microphones. And there's plenty of multi-$1,000 condenser microphones I don't like. But the amount of coping and the amount of microphone hot potato you have to go through with budget microphones, and they've come out with so many new microphones these days by like Lewitt and all these different brands, coming out of the woodwork. But yet you see most people using the Shure SM7B. And before all these new microphones started coming out, the Shure SM7B was basically known as, if you can't afford a good multi-$1,000 Neumann condenser microphone, just get a Shure SM7B. Sure, it's not that sensitive, but at least it, if you don't have a treated room, and it just overall has a better tonality than most budget condenser microphones that sound really funky and harsh. You might as well just get a Shure SM7B. And you still see, that's the reason why you see so many people using the Shure SM7B. It isolates the sound. It sounds better than most budget mics. But it's a dynamic mic. It sounds kind of stuffy, kind of low detailed, kind of nasally. But I completely understand why people use it, because a lot of this stuff sounds terrible. And the main point of this video is I was really coping. I was really trying to get myself to buy like a Rode NT1 2014 edition. Yeah, the Rode NT1 fourth edition, fourth gen, and now they have the fifth gen. Fifth gen is so harsh and bright and fatiguing to listen to compared to the fourth gen. Just a bunch of cheap, crappy microphones. And somebody asked me a little bit ago why didn't I choose the RE20 over the SM7B. I had the RE20 a couple of times. It's got really colored upper mids from 1 to 5K. It's really funky in that region. The SM7B is much more transparent in that region. And that's the reason why the SM7B is better. So, yeah, I had an SM7B a couple of times. The preamp hiss is really annoying. They're no way better than the TLM 103s. TLM 103s are so much more better sounding. It's ridiculous. So I should be settled. I shouldn't be buying these budget microphones. I shouldn't be buying this crap because I have something better, you know. But since I talk about audio equipment, I kind of wanted to start a collection of bad sounding budget gear that people have to cope with that I deem the best. And honestly, I can't stand Rode. I can't stand all these companies. They make crappy copium equipment. I can't stand it. They one day we'll stop seeing so many Shure SM7Bs. One day. Maybe people will just shell out the cash and buy TLM 103s for $1,000. You're willing to spend multiple thousands of dollars on a camera, multiple thousands of dollars on a phone, multiple thousands of dollars on all this stuff. You have to do it with microphones too. Or otherwise you're just going to cope. And that's the way it is. I mean, again, Blue Yeti, 3DO. These are good microphones too, but you wouldn't catch me using them for spoken word. They're sound effects microphones, in my opinion. They're for rubbing and squeezing on and shit. They're not for talking into for professional voiceover. Goldfish. Goldfish. So I got myself to back down, not buy any Rode budget crappy microphones. Stop buying all the copium. I remember when I bought a Rode NT1000, a Rode NT2A. So much coping. You know, when I bought all this stuff, the RE320, Sennheiser MK4, when I bought all these new mics that came out and they sound like ass. Yeah, when I bought the Electro Voice RE320, it was so stupid. A bunch of copium. A bunch of colored garbage. Schwiggity schwiggity shwoo, skippity dibbity doo. Just get the best. Quit playing games. I'll see you guys later, alligators. Schwiggity schwiggity shwoo, Neumann TLM 103s.